Wondershare. It's now I'm beginning, so gather and listen to the story I'm spinning around, of a man from the water and a fisherman's daughter, and the love that they two never found. The lure of his singing would rise and be ringing as clear as the ocean's blue stare. She'd come to the moorings and watch his ship turning, and over the waves she could hear, away, lady, I love thee below, don't let me be lonely, away, lady, if only you'd know me too, away, lady, I love thee below, let me be lonely, away, lady, I love thee, I do. He wanted so much her, but afraid he'd to touch her, and she again afraid to come near. Yet they'd stare at each other as though they were lovers, though never a word did they dare. And at night in his boat he'd light in the cove, and he'd call her above the sea's pound. And she'd come to her window and listen the wind blow, and over the waves came the sound. Away, lady, I love thee below, don't let me be lonely, away, lady, if only you'd know me too, away, lady, I love thee below, don't let me be lonely, away, lady, I love thee, I do. But the wind started whistling and the sea started glistening, and the waves they broke over the bow, and the wreckage by morning had washed to the shoreline, though never his body was found. And nothing is left then but a shrill in the night wind of the ghost of a lover who drowned. And when the sea's glistening, she sits up nights listening, and can't get to sleep for the sound. Away, lady, I love thee below, don't let me be lonely, away, lady, if only you'd know me too, away, lady, I love thee below, let me be lonely, away, lady, I love thee, I do. Thank you. An old favorite of mine. I'd tell you a story about how I wrote that, but it's totally off the wall. One of those unrequited love stories from true experience, but that's the way it came out, you know. It did not have anything to do with a bathtub. I was thinking about what I might talk about when I came here tonight. And of course, you all know it's only 105 days left until Christmas. And my first wife, this was very important, especially because she was very into the gifts and stuff, just getting them and giving them. It was very, very critical. I had to make. It is finally one of the things that kind of broke us up. It was, sad. That and the fact that, we really had religious differences. That was a big problem. She thought she was God, and I didn't. So, but this is just to get back to the subject of Christmas. This is. On the first day after Christmas, my true love and I had a fight, and so I chopped the pear tree down and burnt it just for spite. And with a single cartridge I shot that blasted partridge my true love, my true love, my true love gave to me. On the second day after Christmas, I pulled on the old rubber gloves and very gently wrung the neck of both those turtle doves. My true love, my true love, my true love gave to me. On the third day after Christmas, my mother-in-law caught the croup. I had to use the free French hens to make her chicken soup. The 4 calling birds were a big mistake, 'cause their language was obscene. The 5 golden rings were completely fake, and they turned my fingers green. On the 6th day after Christmas, the 6 laying geese wouldn't lay. I gave the whole darn gaggle to the ASPCA. On the 7th day, what a mess I found. All 7 of the swimming swans had drowned. That my true love, my true love, my true love gave to me. On the 8th day after Christmas, before they could suspect, I rounded up the 8 maids a-milking, 9 ladies dancing, 10 lords a-leaping, 11 pipers piping, 12 drummers drumming. Well, I kept one of the maids a-milking and sent them back collect. I told my true love, we're through love, and I told her in so many words. Furthermore, your Christmas gifts were for the birds. I tend to write either really ridiculous songs or these highly sentimental things. And this is one that I wrote after I had a first marriage, before I was married to my current wife. I mean, my wife. And she was lovely. She had long blonde hair. Pale blue eyes. And arthritis. And one night, she was a waitress in the place where I was playing, and she was cleaning off the near side of one of the tables or the far side by leaning over the near side. And I just fell in love with her. And we got married. Unfortunately, it didn't work out very well. I already explained that, right? Me and God and all. But you realize that when you've had a relationship like that, that you can be angry about it, but the anger comes from the hurt because there's something that still loves. And that's what hurts. And that's what this was all about. Maybe we can't be together anymore. Maybe things could never be the way they were before. time together, all the storms that we have weathered, all the joys we ever knew. I know that in the heart of me there'll always be a part of me in love with you. I know all the angry words have hurt too much. I know there's a hesitation in the way we touch. But even through the fallen tears, the ache of all the empty years, there's still a feeling that comes through. And even though I turn away, a part of me will always stay in love with you. And all that still remains are ashes from a dying flame, a love that once was oh so strong, but only memories smolder on. There'll be other arms to hold us later on. There'll be time for hope and laughter when the pain is gone. But sometimes when the nights are lonely, I will dream that if we'd only had the strength to see it through, I still would hold you close to me and tell you that I'd always be in love with you. In love with you. I like to write about, I don't write a lot. I mean, I hung out in LA for a number of years. I didn't fit the scene. It's just sort of like that song about, I've got my hush puppies on. I guess I never was meant for glitter rock and roll. You know, I felt much more at home up here than down in LA. But I hung out with writers. I mean, writers. They would write a song a day. And at the end of the month, maybe only 3 of them were really good. That meant they had 36 songs a year, 3 albums worth of good tunes. Who cares what they threw away? I'm on somewhat of the same plan. I write 1 song every 12 years. But this is one, and it's when something really hits me just right, then I'll do it. Uh-oh, we got a mouse in the works here. It's right up there, like 70 million. Anyway, but this is about, I had wind up having a second marriage after years and years of celibacy. Not quite, but I wound up having twins right off the bat, you know, which was amazing. I never even touched her. And me and Clinton, and they're just wonderful kids. I've been blessed so much with these kids, and their parents, their grandparents, raised poodles, and so they gave them these little bitty miniature poodles, little bitty things like this, right? And of course, remember when you had marbles and there was blacky and bluey and yellowy and greeny? Well, the little things that they had, I said, what are you gonna name your poodle? And Ian said, Poodoo. Of course. Well, of course, being twins, it's always competition between kids. With twins, it's extreme. And the kids are going, oh no, if Ian's is Poodoos, mine has to be Poodoo too. I said, no, we can't have 2 Poodoos running around. We'll never get them straight. I said, yours will be Poodoo, yours will be Pseudo Poodoo. So we had Poodoo and Pseudo Poodoo, but that was really hard to rhyme, so it just became a bear. There may be lions. even the tigers will hide in their lair when they catch sight of my boy and his bear. Yes, Teddy's a hunter, the fiercest by far. Watch as he sneaks up on that cookie jar, attacks without mercy, leaves nothing to spare but a trail of crumbs to my boy and his bear. When they go to sleep at night, Teddy goes under covers with 2 arms wrapped around him tight. So even in dreaming, he guards against demons. The great Marco Polo, Lewis and Clark, they traveled the world without compass or chart. But who goes so boldly where none ever dared? That dashing duo, my boy and his bear. Yes, Teddy's been places that I've never been. He's even been inside the washing machine. The closets, the cupboards, they get everywhere. Look, they're off again, my boy and his bear. Hello, we've got company, and Teddy's the entertainer. Sit him up upon your knee and steal a kiss. Well, who could resist? The crowd's going wild, the photographs flash. Did ever a pair have such poise and panache? The critics are raving, no, none can compare with that dashing duo, my boy and his bear. The crowd's going wild, the photographs flash. Did ever a pair have such poise and panache? Yes, Tracy and Hepburn, they made quite a pair. When Fred danced with Ginger, they floated on air. But in Top Hat and Tails, who looks more debonair than my pride and joy? Let's hear it for my boy and his bear. There's a writer I'm very fond of right now, Henry Hipkins. Anybody know Henry Hipkins? Oh, you should all know. Henry Hipkins. Henry Hipkins. Hipkens. Oh, good, then you won't know his song. Because I'm really into Henry Hipkins. He writes such terrific stuff. And this is one of them. It's another one of those ones that's sort of like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but I was not very popular when I was in grade school. And I had a bunch of people get in touch with me and go, hey, nice to know you. And I went, oh, yeah, you're the guy who used to beat me up after school, aren't you? Yeah, I remember you. And so this is sort of one of those songs, it makes you want to go, so I was, gum on the bottom of your shoe back then, but now that I'm a big star, right? It's, hi, how you doing, right? So I was like, what do you want? There once was a time I stuck on the line. You'd swap me about like a mackerel or trout, but one day you cut the line free to pursue bigger fishes than me. As the weeks slowly passed, I was lost to despair and cried at the thought of your casual air. How strange, here you stand at my door. How am I, you implore? What's it to you if I'm doing fine? What's it to you if I am out of my mind? You never cared about me, now you can't live without me. Oh no, forgive me if I wonder. What's it to you if there still burns a flame? What's it to you if I've forgotten your name? You never cared about me, Now you can't live without me, oh baby. Once cavalier you told me, don't cry, love always prevails. How good it is to see you again with a little less wind in your sails. So yes, there certainly is somebody new, someone who loves me, but then what's that to you? There's really not much to it. You had your chance and blew it, babe. Once cavalier you told me, don't cry, love always prevails. How good it is to see you again with a little less wind in your sails. So yes, again, there's somebody new, someone who loves me, but then what's that to you? There's really not much to it. You had your chance and blew it, babe. I was living down in tiny bubbles in the sky. I was
Oh, you mean Iowa?
I was down in San Diego. I lived on Las Palomas Boulevard there, which is the one that runs along the jetty that runs out to the ocean, and right below Solana Beach. And on the far side of the jetty was the Torrey Pines Hills, where the Torrey Pines grow, and the golf course is, and all of that. And it's a lovely, it's a beautiful peak. Comes off to a sheer cliff, drops straight down. It's just breathtaking. And I was in love with a woman there. And this is another one that didn't work out for me. I've had a lot that didn't work out for me. I've had a lot of experience at that. If anybody like a guidebook. There's a sweet hollow feeling that sometimes comes stealing when I lay in the shade of the pines. Just like you were with me the last time you kissed me, a kiss that said only goodbye. And you looked so pretty standing over the jetty, but you never could be satisfied with a boy who had nothing but the wind softly rustling in the limbs of the big Torrey pines. Blow so lonely, the wind touches only the tops of the trees. He reached out to me. Now sheets made of satin are all that you're having, and I guess that you're just doing fine. But have you forgotten those sheets made of cotton and the boy that you once left behind? And do you remember those nights in September when we kissed in the glow of the wine on the hill by the trestle, where the wind softly nestled in the limbs of the big Torrey pine? Blow so lonely, the wind touches only the tops of the trees. Her memory seems to linger like the touch of her fingers as she reached out to me. satin are all that you're having, and I guess that you're just doing fine. But have you forgotten those sheets made of cotton and the boy that you once left behind? And do you remember those nights in September when we kissed in the glow of the wine? On the hill by the trestle, where the wind softly nestled in the limbs of the big Tory pines. On the hill by the trestle, where the wind softly nestled in the limbs of the big Tory pines. One more? Then I gotta play my new one for you. Can I have two more? Get two more. Two more. All right. Because that was the only waltz I'd ever written until last month. And last month, I don't know, I had been listening to a bunch of Jesse Winchester, who has that sort of old-timey style. And then back in like March or April, I'd been directing traffic. I guess he's older than what do you know. And I'd been directing traffic in one of these food handouts. They just need somebody to go. I did that for 3 hours a day. And when you do something like that, your mind eventually goes, just, I'm not here anymore. And I found myself singing this song, and I thought, gosh, that's a pretty good song. And I just let it keep going and going, and I went home and wrote it down. And this is what it turned out to be. And to me, this is, if you ever done country dancing, you know, the contra dance or the, you know, oh yeah, contra, oh man, I love contra. And at the end of every session, right, it goes for about an hour, and then the musicians take a break. And right before the break, they play the waltz. This is the song for the country dance waltz. I remember the first night that I danced with you. I remember the stars and the bright harvest moon and the light on your face as you walked in the room the night when I first danced with you. I remember your smile when I first caught your eye. I remember I trembled when our fingers entwined, and the feel of your body as it pressed against mine the night when I first danced with you. And oh, what a feeling, we'd float to the ceiling, our feet never touching the floor. We'd whirl together like leaves on a river, and I knew that I'd never danced this way before. And when the dance ended, your hand stayed in mine. You gave me a smile and a kiss so sublime, and I knew I'd be dancing with you for all time. The night when I first danced with you. And oh, what a feeling, we'd float to the ceiling, our feet never touching the floor. We'd whirl together like leaves on a river, and I knew that I'd never danced this way before. And when the dance ended, your hand stayed in mine. You gave me a smile and a kiss so sublime, and I knew I'd be dancing with you for all time. The night when I first danced with you. The night when I first danced with you. This is my last one, because it's all over now. This is another one that I got from that first marriage when it broke up. I'd do it again if I could afford it. Get a couple of really good songs out of it. Don't tell my wife, right? Well, it's over now, and don't you think it's better this way? Then all the time we sat around with nothing to say anyway. Well, we thought that we were sure to come up winners, but we couldn't see how our hopes were growing dimmer till the lights went out. It's over now. Well, it's over now. You'd never even know that we cared. There's nothing left of all the tender moments we shared anywhere. Ain't it funny how two people who were lovers drift so far apart? They hardly know each other through the hurt and doubt. It's over now, and I can see the hurt behind your eyes. All the disappointment you could never disguise. It's over now. It's better just to pack up and go. Don't turn around. Don't wait to hear the latch in the door like before. For the love is gone that once held us together. There's an empty shell where once there was a treasure till the tide went out. It's over now. Yes, without a doubt, it's over now. Thank you very much.